how many of you believe that teachers should be armed? 1. Why?
Okay, so I come from a family, you know, like, we have guns and stuff. As
a lot of families do.
Yeah,
I mean,
around here,
right.
a lot of families do. Especially at our school, like, everyone is all about guns. If I feel like I know my teacher is caring on them or is, like, somewhere in the classroom where they're not telling us, I would feel 100% more safer. I would make sure, I would like for them to have, like, background checks and make sure they take classes in these kind of situations. Like, let's say we do Alice drill, I would like for them to be part of the drill, like, making sure, like, they know what to do in that kind of situation. For, like, a teacher, like, I don't want to, like, profile a teacher or anything, but...
Well, not
like,
every teacher is probably going to be equipped to make that decision.
Yeah.
So do you think that it should be a choice if the teacher chooses to seek the endorsement? Okay.
And if I know that my teacher has it, I would feel safe. Like, I see the police officer walking around with a gun on them, and I know, like, okay, I'm good if I'm around them. I also seen, like, 2 more police officers in here today, and I was talking to people about it, like, how we had another police officer come into our school, and they were saying, like, yeah, that's something we need.
Okay. Now, nobody else said yes, correct? You all are, correct me if I'm wrong, don't feel that teachers should be armed, correct? Okay. I'm going to go around. I'm going to start with you, Grace. Why don't you think teachers should be armed?
I don't believe that just one seminar is going to help. I mean, obviously you need training. But police officers are professionals. You know, they go through classes and they go through a lengthy course of time. They go through a lengthy course to learn how to properly handle a gun, how to properly shoot it. I believe teachers who aren't going to have those tactical skills. They're in a time of pressure. Let's just say there was a shooting. That means the teacher has to unholster their gun, and they have to pull it out and leave the classroom, possibly leave those children unattended, and maybe there's a swarm of students running away. They try to shoot at the shooter, they end up hitting a student. That's on them. Okay. You know, they get in trouble for that. Say in that situation, the teacher decides not to shoot. They decide not to take out their gun. The media is going to brutalize them. They're going to consider them a coward.
Which they're doing already with the gentleman who was an officer.
Exactly. So the Board of Education is going to look upon the teachers, and I don't think that teachers should carry that responsibility at all. Okay. They go to school to learn how to teach our students. They don't go to school to learn how to carry a gun in that kind of situation.
And what about you, Cole? You don't believe that they should be armed?
No, I feel like the security measures at the school should be left to professionals. I feel like it's a lot more practical just to have a liaison officer. If you need more protection, have a couple more liaison officers till everyone feels comfortable. But just having a gun in the classroom, for me, like, it's not a daily conscious thought that I'm scared I'm walking in there. Like, for me, when I was 11, I was in a car bomb, and each time I get in a car, I don't think, like, oh, what if I'm in a car bomb? Like, it's not a conscious thought.
It's out of your mind already.
Yeah, but
even though that was an incredibly traumatic experience.
Yeah, but then, like, if you have the gun in the classroom, like, first it just causes, like, a whole bunch of problems, whole bunch of what ifs of just the problem with having a live gun at the school, not carried by a professional. Okay. And then, like, it just adds, I feel like it would add more fear and a safety for some people.
And what about you, Lauren?
I was a little iffy about it. Like, there are a lot of teachers at IDA that I would never trust with a gun. That is number one. Never trust with a gun. And at IDA, everybody knows everybody. Like, we're all related. Like, that's and we're a bunch of people that, if you don't have a gun at your house, you're a little sketchy. I feel like, because, like, that's all we do.
So the level of comfort with having weapons of the people who are in the district is pretty high. It's rural. And
there are teachers I know, like, that do have, like, experience with it, but it's all about how comfortable are they going to be in a situation where they actually may have to use it. And, like, you could panic. Like, you don't really know. And at IDA, we don't have anybody, like, at all. We don't have an officer, because I think they take it to consideration, like, we're ridiculously small. And I don't think it should be like that. I think, like he said, like, it should be left to professionals. And at, like, a board meeting, I think that somebody needs to bring that up. Like, we should have at least one person.
And what are your thoughts?
it is a big responsibility, so, I mean, no matter how much training someone's going to have when you're in a situation like that, you don't know how someone's going to react. Like, no matter how well trained you think they are, and how much prepared you think they are,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, you just don't know how they're going to react. And then, like he says, all the what ifs.
Mm-hmm.
So.
And what about you, Bryce?
I'm kind of in the middle. I feel
Okay.
like if a teacher feels comfortable enough to be able to like carry a gun, they should be allowed to. But if they don't like really want the responsibility, I don't think that they should be forced to have a gun. But I think it should be left to the professionals.
Okay.
Mostly.
And Nick?
A lot going off what Bryce said. Like, you can't force it onto teachers. Like, if a teacher wanted to, I mean, maybe they should be allowed to. But then that would raise, like, issues like kids would be like, well, when I'm in this class, I feel less safe because this teacher isn't armed, but I feel less safer in that class. And, I don't know, it might cause bias between student-teacher relationships.
Okay.
And also, teachers didn't sign up to try to defend our lives. They're trying to teach us. So, and it's obviously different for other schools because CC's puny. We like with 2 hallways, you could hire 2, maybe even stretch 1 officer across the entire school because you can stand in the middle of one hallway, look down and look the other way, and you're already covering like 2 of the main entrances.
And you're also within steps of the city police office and the sheriff's office, where the rest of these guys are not. And Abby, what do you feel about arming teachers?
I definitely feel like if I I mean, I do agree. Like, if I mean, my family has guns as well, and like I have just like grown up about it. So like, if someone had a gun on them, I wouldn't feel uneasy. I would feel safe. But the problem is that even before the question of a shooting takes place, all right, so you have to know that students would know that this teacher's carrying a gun. How would they keep the gun? How would they protect the gun to make sure it doesn't get into the hands of a student? How would you be able to keep, like, even if we put it in a safe, like keeping the code safe, making sure the students could never have a way to get to it. So I feel like that's, like, if you're talking about what ifs, like that would be the biggest what if, is like, what if a student gets a hold of it before the teacher even gets a chance to use it? And also, I mean, even having an officer, like, leaving it to the professionals, all right, well, even, like, everyone's human, like, police officers make mistakes too, so, like, even just putting the aspect of a live gun in a school just creates so many problems that I just don't know if we're able to deal